Hello and welcome to this session. This is Professor Farhat, in which we would look at a multiple choice question that deals with an important account called retained earnings. Whether you are a CPA, CMA, accounting student, retained earnings is one of these important accounts that you need to be familiar with. Now, if you want to explain the topic before diving into the multiple choice, which is I don't recommend. I would assume by the time you get to the multiple choice, you already learned the topic. You could ask AI to explain the topic of the question for you. In the absence of that, let's go ahead and first look at the question since we have a lot of information. So the amount of retained earning for dividend at the end of year X2. So what we're asking is what's retained earning at the end of year X2? That's the question that we will need to solve based on the information given. It's always important to know what is the question asking me, because based on the information you could be asked 5-7 different questions. So the question is, what's the retained earning at the end of a particular year X2? So at the beginning of X2, Adam Company had retained earning of 100,000. Okay, so we have the beginning retained earning of 100,000. That's excellent. Let's just put retained earning. This is giving to us the beginning of 100,000. During the year, the company reported net income of 50,000. We can stop right there. What would happen to net income? What would happen to retained earning when the company generate net income? We will increase retained earnings by the net income. Sold treasury stock at a gain of 18,000. What do we have to do if we sold treasury stock at a gain? Well, here they're trying to trick you. They want you to believe because it's a gain increase retained earning, not for treasury stock. Treasury stock don't increase retained earning. Losses reduce retained earning. If we had a loss, it would have reduced retained earning depending on whether we have additional paid-in capital or not. But gain 100% don't affect retained earning. Therefore, this information is given you to determine whether you know that gain affect retained earnings or not from treasury stock, and the answer is not. How about losses? It depends. Declared cash dividend of 30,000. Dividend to reduce retained earning. This is 30,000 of cash dividend. It's reduction. We're done with that. And declared and issue small dividend stock of 1,500 shares, $10 par value when the market value of the stock was $20. Now they expect you to know how to handle stock dividend. Do stock dividend reduce retained earnings? Of course they do. Well, how? Well, it depends whether it's a small or a large. Now we are told here it's a small stock dividend. What does it mean if it's a small stock dividend? If it's a small stock dividend, you reduce retained earning, you debit retained earning, you capitalize retained earning, whatever term you want to use. You reduce retained earning by the amount of the number of shares times the market value. The number of shares that we issued is 1,500 shares times the market value of $20. We would reduce treasury stock retained earning by 30,000, which is 1,500 shares times we multiplied by the market value of the stock. Why did we multiply it by the market value? Because it is a small stock dividend. If it was a large stock dividend, we've multiplied the 1,500 by the 10, and that's the amount that we would reduce the retained earning by. Now, a lot of information in this problem. What do I mean by that? You have to know about stock dividend, differentiate between small or large. You have to know how to deal with treasury stock gain. You have to know what affect retained earning up or down. But at least at this point, I accounted for everything. Now I am ready to process my computation. 100 plus 50 minus 30 minus 30. It should give me an ending retained earnings of, you guessed it, $90,000, and this is the answer choice. Now, if you don't like my answer choices, how I presented them in the solution, you could always ask the AI to explain the choices. It will explain it to you. And if you like this question and you want to practice another one, just ask AI to create a similar MCQ and you will have better understanding of the.
Want to see more CPA exam multiple choice questions solved step by step? At farhatlectures.com, you will get hundreds of video solved MCQs step by step, including previously released AI CPA questions, previously released AI CPA simulation, in-depth lectures and resources to prepare for the CPA exam, AI tools that's going to help you study smarter, not harder, CPA exam podcast lessons where you can learn on the go. And also you will get the personal guidance of support of Farhat and his team. If you are serious about passing the CPA exam, this is your next step. Visit the website farhatlectures.com, start your free trial, and I hope to see you on the website.